This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. Well, a sharp young man from southwestern Ohio knows how to break away from the winter weather we've been having here. The 12-year-old jet setter and general class amateur radio operator Logan, K8SUP, hopped on a plane and headed south to Papa Tom NV4H South Radio Hut for a quick vacation and taking in a quick POTA activation at the Myakka State Forest, Park K4632, while in the Southern Paradise.
U2, QSL 73. QR Toyota, Kilo, Echo 8, Sierra, Uniform Papa.
Kilo 3 Alpha Echo, Papa
Kilo 3 Station.
Kilo 3 Alpha Echo, Kilo 3 America Echo.
Kilo 3 America Echo, you're at 5-9 Minnesota.
QSL, I have you 5-9, this is Kilo 1577, Kilo 1577 in Mike Delta.
November 5, Papa.
When the dust settled, Logan had over 600 QSOs from the park, outpacing Papa Tom NV4H, who had a mere 200 QSOs for their two-day excursion. Congratulations to both of them. Maybe it's time to load up and head south, as Logan suggests. Some sad news. One of the original members of the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society, Don Jones, KM4AGC of Bowling Green, Kentucky, has become a silent key. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends. The Letcher County Amateur Radio Club held their meeting, and it was election time. Elected were President Roland Brown, AF4Y, Vice President John Back, WJ4PB, and Secretary-Treasurer was Ellen Brown, KY4CAT. Club was also awarded George Diaz, WD9GIT, as the club's Amateur Radio Operator of the Year. Jerry Eisen, KQ4DFF, was awarded the Beacon of the Year, and John Back, WJ4PB, was awarded the Elmer of the Year. Congratulations to all of them. The Harlan County Amateur Radio Club is trying something interesting. They're holding an amateur radio project and tech night where members will come together to build a ham radio related project, learn to set up their stations for a particular mode and ask questions, learn and have fun. An idea that other clubs might want to explore. The Lewis and Clark special event will be happening again this year in June, and the Bullitt County Amateur Radio Society will once again participate as Kentucky's station for the event. Contact the Bullitt County Amateur Radio Society if you're interested in participating in this event. January 27th to 28th is Winter Field Day, which is sponsored by the Winter Field Day Association and scheduled to run from 1900 hours UTC on Saturday, January 27th through 1859 UTC on Sunday, January 28th. Winter Field Day is held on the last full weekend in January and is a communications exercise that can be worked from the comfort of your own home or in a remote location. You can participate by yourself, with your friends and family, or with a local club. It is open to participants worldwide. Amateur radio operators may use frequencies on HF, VHF, or UHF, and free to use any mode that can transmit the required exchange intact. Similar to the ARRL Field Day, bonus points are earned in several ways, including non-commercial power sources, operating from remote locations, making satellite contacts, and more. The exercise is designed to help increase your level of preparedness for disasters and for you to improve and practice your operating skills in winter environments, as the potential for freezing temperatures, snow, ice, and other hazards may adversely affect your operating conditions. For all the details, go to winterfieldday.org. The Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will be setting up camp at the Kentucky Horse Park, 4089 Ironworks Parkway in Lexington, Kentucky. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society will be setting up at the Harvest Home Barn, 3961 North Bend Road in Cheviot, Ohio. The Moorhead Amateur Radio Society will be holding Winter Field Day at the State Fire Commission Building, 99 Lake Park Drive in Moorhead, Kentucky. The DeForest Amateur Radio Association is going to operate Winter Field Day from the Glendale Park near Peoples, Ohio. The Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association will hold Winter Field Day at the Elcara Worldwide Headquarters, 600 State Highway 837 in Engle, Kentucky. Good luck to all the participants in Winter Field Day. On February 5th, the Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will have their meeting at 7 p.m. at the Red Cross Building, 1450 Newtown Pike in Lexington, Kentucky, where they'll have a demonstration on the EZNEC antenna modeling. How time flies when you're having fun. Can you believe that the Brunch Bunch group has been meeting for 13 years? Well, the 13th year anniversary of the Brunch Bunch will be held on February 10th at 1 p.m. at the Price Hill Chili Family Restaurant, 4920 Glenway Avenue in Price Hill, Ohio. Come on out and join them and help them celebrate this monumental anniversary. The Dixie Heights High School Amateur Radio Club, KY4DH, is gearing up for the ARRL School Club Roundup on February 12th through February 16th. They're working hard to again improve the score from the fall of last year. Make sure you mark your calendar and give every effort to work the kids at KY4DH during the February School Club Roundup. For more information on School Club Roundup, go to ARRL.org/school-club-roundup. Ohio Aries District 10 will host the Ohio Aries Conference on February 17th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Tri-Point Medical Center, 7590 Auburn Road in Painesville, Ohio. The Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation, known as HamSci, will hold its 6th annual workshop on March 22nd and 23rd, 2024 at the Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. This event is meant to bring together the amateur radio community and professional scientists. For more information, go to hamsci.org.
Do you know where the action's at?
Recently, the action, especially in the evening, is on 145.370, the K8YOJ Hamilton County Amateur Radio Public Service Corps repeater with a 123.0 PL tone. After this repeater was upgraded recently, a group of hams, some new, some experienced, and some who had been out of the hobby but recently back in the hobby again, gather on the 145.370 repeater to bring each other up to date with the latest technology and radios, sharing new things about amateur radio hobby and solving the problems of the world. Listening often to this group reminds me of the days when I first started out in the hobby and the group we had on the old 146.895 K4JBV repeater, where we all learned a lot from distinguished Elmers like Bill, K4JBV, now a Silent Key. So if you're looking for some action in the evening, tune on over to 145.370 repeater and listen to the guys learning and having fun. If you key up, tell them AB4WS sent you to where the action is.
Repeater news.
The W9SMJ University of Cincinnati Amateur Radio Club repeater on 147.060 with a PL tone of 100 has made some additional improvements to the repeater, and it's playing good. I had a QSO from the home QTH here in Big Bone, Kentucky, where I was receiving the repeater almost full scale. Quite the improvement. Great job, guys. Check out the 147.060 repeater with a PL of 100 hertz. The W9SMJ Galveston DMR repeater is back on the network. Time slot 1 is full-time on Talk Group 1 and Talk Group 31181. Indiana Link full-time. And Push to Talk on Talk Group 3 North America and Parrot. Time slot 2 is configured for full-time on Talk Group 2 Local, Talk Group 8710 the Crossroads DMR, and Talk Group 3118 Indiana statewide, with the Talk Group 3168 Midwest Regional being Push to Talk.
Hamfests.
On March 10th, 2024, the Northern Ohio Amateur Radio Society brings in Winter Hamfest at the Lorain County Community College, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio. On March 16, 2024, the Sevierville County Amateur Radio Society sponsors the 2024 Sevierville, Tennessee Hamfest at the Sevier County Fairgrounds, 754 Old Knoxville Highway in Sevierville, Tennessee. On March 17, 2024, is the Toledo Mobile Radio Association Hamfest and Computer Fair at the Owens Community College, 30335 Oregon Road in Perrysburg, Ohio.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
General license classes are being offered via Zoom starting on Saturday, February 10, 2024. They'll meet each Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to about noon Eastern Time. They'll discuss all 10 sub-elements by April 13th and have a review on April 20th and then conduct an official exam on April 27th in Heath, Ohio. For more information, contact Earl Pazig, W8BR, at 740-504-1950. The Cuyahoga Amateur Radio Society will be offering ham radio licensing classes beginning Thursday, February 29, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. There'll be 6 sessions held each Thursday and a special VE session on the 7th week, April 11, 2024. There will be 3 separate classes, Technician, General, and Amateur Extra. Classes will be held at the Seven Hills Community Room, 7325 Summit View Drive in Seven Hills, Ohio. Cost of the classes is $20. The General class is free to all CARS members. Anyone interested in registering for a class should contact Toby Coleman, WT80 at WT80@att.net or 444-525-6109. The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On January 27, 2024 at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio testing session sponsored by the Wilderness Road Amateur Radio Club at the American Legion Post number 46 at 45 Spears Lane in Danville, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions. For more information, contact Carol Miller, AF6MB at 541-602-6535. On January 27, 2024, the Moorhead Amateur Radio Society will sponsor an amateur radio exam session at noon at the State Fire Commission Building, 99 Lake Park Drive in Moorhead, Kentucky. On February 3rd, the Lake County Amateur Radio Association will be sponsoring an amateur radio testing session at noon at the Kirtland Library, 9267 Chillicothe Road in Kirtland, Ohio. For more information, contact Scott Farnham, KO80 at 440-256-0320 or email him at scottfarnham@roadrunner.com. On February 3rd at 10 a.m., the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio license testing session at the Wayne County Justice Center, 201 West North Street in Wooster, Ohio. The Western Kentucky DX Association will sponsor an amateur radio license testing session on February 4th, 2024 at 2 p.m. at the Woodman Life Building, 519 Old Morgantown Road in Bowling Green, Kentucky. For more information, email Henry, W4HTB at W4HTB@IEEE.org or call him at 270-793-4822. On February 10th, 2024 at 10 a.m., the Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will be giving an amateur radio license exams at the Red Cross Building, Classroom A, 1450 Newtown Pike in Lexington, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/KE4MAI. For more information, contact Fernie Williams, KE4MAI at 859-536-3393. On February 10, 2024 at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio license exam session sponsored by the Westchester Amateur Radio Association at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. February 15, 2024, the Milford Amateur Radio Club will host an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Pre-registration is required. Pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. On February 25th at 1:30 p.m., the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Cuyahoga Falls Public Library, 2025 2nd Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Pre-registration is required by calling 330-928-8921 or email education@cfarc.org. On March 9, 2024 at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio license exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WX4GPS. For more information, contact Ron Malinowski, WX4GPS at 502-542-8252. Special thanks to this week's content contributors, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NK.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.